This audiobook unveils the ancient wisdom of the master key of the universe, a truth so profound it transforms destinies and unlocks boundless abundance. As you listen, you'll discover the invisible force that shapes your reality and learn how to align with it. The key to infinite possibility is within your grasp. Are you ready to unlock it? The Master Key of the Universe. Introduction. Beyond the boundaries of ordinary perception lies a truth so extraordinary it has remained hidden in plain sight since the dawn of time. This truth, the Master Key of the Universe, flows through every atom, every thought, and every moment of existence. It is the foundation upon which all creation rests, the invisible force that shapes destinies and transforms lives. You stand now at the threshold of revelation, preparing to cross into realms of understanding that few have dared to explore. The wisdom contained within these pages has been safeguarded by sages and mystics throughout the ages, passed down through whispered teachings and ancient scrolls, waiting for those ready to receive its power. This is not merely a collection of words upon pages. It is a living transmission of the infinite code, a universal principle that unlocks the gateway to boundless abundance and joy. As you journey through these teachings, you will discover that the very essence of creation responds to your consciousness in ways that might seem miraculous to the uninitiated. The universe operates through precise and unchanging laws, as constant as the rising sun and as reliable as the turning of the seasons. These laws work without fail, whether you are aware of them or not. But when you align yourself with their power, you step into the flow of infinite possibility. You have been drawn to this knowledge by no mere chance. The stirring in your soul, the quiet whisper that urged you forward, these are signs that you are ready to receive these sacred teachings. The time has come to lift the veil and reveal the truth that has always existed within you. As you turn these pages, you embark upon a journey of transformation. Each word serves as a key, unlocking doors within your consciousness that have remained sealed for countless lifetimes. The power to shape your reality awaits within these teachings, ready to awaken at your touch. Part 1. Awakening the Hidden Laws. Chapter 1. The Veil of Illusion. In the misty depths of an ancient valley, a wanderer named Kairos searched tirelessly for a treasure said to grant untold wisdom and abundance. Day after day, he navigated through the thick fog, following maps and markers that seemed to lead nowhere. The mist clung to his clothes, obscuring his vision and leaving him disoriented. Despite his relentless pursuit, the treasure remained elusive. One morning, as the first rays of sunlight pierced through the haze, Kairos sat upon a weathered stone, exhausted from his endless quest. As he closed his eyes in meditation, a gentle breeze began to stir. Slowly, the mist that had haunted his journey started to dissipate. When he opened his eyes, he gasped in wonder. The entire valley was filled with precious gems glittering in the morning light. The treasure had surrounded him all along, hidden only by the veil of mist that clouded his perception. This truth extends beyond mere allegory into the very fabric of your existence. The abundance you seek, the joy you desire, the fulfillment you chase, all exist in this present moment, obscured only by the mist of limiting beliefs and false perceptions. In the ancient city of Alamara lived an artisan named Maya, renowned for crafting mirrors of extraordinary quality. One day, a wealthy merchant brought her a tarnished mirror, demanding to see his reflection. Maya took a soft cloth and began to polish the surface with careful, deliberate strokes. As the layers of tarnish fell away, the merchant's true reflection emerged, not just his outer appearance, but the light of his inner being. In that moment of clarity, he understood that the mirror had always held his image. It was the accumulated dust that prevented him from seeing it. Your external reality operates as this mirror, reflecting back the truth of your inner world. Every circumstance, every relationship, every experience serves as a reflection of your deepest beliefs and perceptions. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, constantly shows you yourself through the mirror of life. To begin dissolving the mist that clouds your vision, sit in quietude with these questions. What challenge appears repeatedly in your life? What situation seems to follow you despite your efforts to escape it? Take your journal and write without judgment or hesitation. Let your words flow like water, revealing the patterns beneath the surface. As you write, imagine yourself as Maya the mirror maker, gently polishing away the tarnish of old beliefs. With each stroke of your pen, you clear away another layer of dust, allowing your true reflection to shine through. This practice, when approached with sincerity and patience, becomes a sacred act of self-discovery, revealing the hidden connections between your inner landscape and the world you experience. Chapter 2. The Key of Vibrations. In the ancient city of Lyra, there lived a musician named Aria who spent her days playing melodies in the marketplace. Though her songs brought joy to others, she yearned to create music that could touch the very soul of existence. One evening, as she walked home beneath the stars, an old woman beckoned her into a dimly lit shop filled with mysterious instruments. There, suspended in a shaft of moonlight, hung a crystalline harp, unlike any Aria had seen. Its strings seemed to shimmer with an inner light, and when the old woman invited her to play, Aria hesitated, sensing this was no ordinary instrument. "This harp," the woman whispered, "resonates with the music of the spheres. Its strings vibrate in harmony with the cosmic dance of creation itself. But it will only sing for one who understands that all existence is vibration, from the highest star to the smallest grain of sand." As Aria's fingers touched the strings, she felt a subtle current flow through her body. The harp responded not just to her touch, but to her thoughts and feelings. When she played with joy, flowers bloomed in the shop's window boxes. When she played with peace, the evening air grew still and sweet. Soon she discovered that by aligning her heart with a desire while playing, that desire would manifest in mysterious ways. In the same realm lived a tiny hummingbird named Saul, who searched endlessly for the sweetest nectar. While other birds flew randomly from flower to flower, Saul learned to feel the subtle vibration each blossom emitted. By matching his own energy to these frequencies, he unerringly found the most abundant sources of nectar, demonstrating that like attracts like in nature's grand design. These stories illuminate a fundamental truth. Everything in existence vibrates at specific frequencies. Your thoughts, emotions, and desires each carry their own unique signature. When you align your personal vibration with the frequency of your desires, you become like a tuning fork, resonating with and attracting their physical manifestation. Now find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and envision your heart as a magnificent harp, its strings extending through your entire being. Feel each string vibrating with your current emotional state. Gradually bring to mind your deepest desire, not just the thought of it, but the feeling of already having it fulfilled. Allow your heart harp to adjust its vibration until it matches perfectly with this feeling. Notice how the strings of your being begin to hum in harmony with your desire's frequency. Maintain this resonance for several minutes, knowing that, like Arya's harp, your aligned vibration is creating ripples in the fabric of reality itself. Chapter 3. The Infinite Mind and the Universal Field. In the ancient mountains of the East lived a sage named Wei, whose wisdom drew seekers from distant lands. One morning, as the sun painted the sky in hues of amber, a student named Qin arrived at his doorstep, troubled by questions of limitation and possibility. Without speaking, Wei led Chen along a winding path to the edge of a vast cliff overlooking an endless ocean. The morning light danced across its surface, creating a tapestry of shimmering diamonds that stretched beyond the horizon. "What do you see?" Wei asked. "An ocean," Chen replied simply. Wei smiled and produced a small glass vial, dipping it into a pool of seawater at their feet. Holding it up to the light, he spoke. "In this single drop dwells the essence of the entire ocean. The same minerals, the same life-giving properties, the same fundamental nature. Just as this drop contains the whole, your mind contains the infinite. This truth extends far beyond metaphor. The universal mind exists as a boundless quantum field of pure potential, where every possibility already exists in perfect form. Like the ocean that holds countless drops, this field contains all realities, all outcomes, all manifestations. Your consciousness acts as the vessel that draws from this infinite well." Consider Marcus, a sculptor who stood before an untouched block of marble. Where others saw only stone, he perceived the masterpiece waiting to be revealed. With each careful strike of his chisel, he removed what did not belong to his vision until gradually a magnificent form emerged, one that had existed in his mind long before it took physical shape. The universal mind operates in much the same way. Every desire you hold already exists within its infinite expanse. Through focused consciousness and aligned vibration, you draw these realities from potential into manifestation, just as Marcus drew his vision from the marble. Now find a peaceful space and close your eyes. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast crystalline ocean that stretches endlessly in all directions. This is the ocean of infinite possibility, the universal mind made visible. Feel its power, its limitlessness, its absolute abundance. See yourself reaching down to collect a drop of this sacred water. As you hold it up, notice how it contains a perfect miniature of your heart's desire, complete in every detail. Feel the joy and gratitude of knowing this desire already exists, waiting to be drawn into your experience. Take another drop and another, each one holding a different aspect of your chosen reality. Let each drop merge with your being, knowing that as you align with these possibilities, you become a natural channel for their expression in your physical world. Chapter 4. The Power of Perception. In a dense forest where ancient trees whispered secrets to those who would listen, a traveler named Amara walked beneath the fading light of dusk. In her hand, she carried a simple brass lantern, its warm glow casting shadows that danced among the trees. As night descended, she noticed something extraordinary. The path ahead seemed to shift and transform depending on where she directed her light. When Amara's lantern illuminated a thorny thicket, the path curved away into darkness. Yet when she raised her light toward a grove of flowering trees, a clear trail appeared before her, leading through their welcoming branches. With growing wonder, she began to experiment, discovering that each shift of her lantern revealed new possibilities that had been invisible moments before. The universe operates through this same principle of focused attention. Like Amara's lantern, your awareness illuminates certain aspects of reality while leaving others in shadow. What you choose to focus upon expands, creating pathways that lead to corresponding experiences. In a distant village lived Sophia, an artist whose paintings captured the hearts of all who beheld them. While others passed by crumbling walls and weathered doors, Sophia saw canvases of extraordinary beauty. Where they noticed only puddles after rain, she perceived mirrors reflecting infinite sky. Her art revealed the transcendent within the ordinary, teaching those who viewed it to see the world anew. Through Sophia's eyes, you learn that beauty and possibility exist everywhere. They simply await your recognition. The universe responds not to what exists objectively, but to what you choose to perceive and believe. Your attention acts as a creative force, transforming the mundane into the miraculous through the power of focused appreciation. As you move through your daily life, notice where your attention naturally gravitates. Does it drift toward concerns and limitations, or does it seek out beauty and potential? Each moment offers countless points of focus, some that constrict your experience, others that expand it into new dimensions of joy and possibility. Choose one day to become the conscious director of your attention. As you move through your activities, gently guide your awareness toward elements that uplift and inspire. Notice the smile of a stranger, the pattern of light through leaves, the small victories and moments of grace that often go unrecognized. Feel how your experience transforms as you intentionally illuminate the positive aspects of your reality. This practice is not about denying challenges, but about strengthening your ability to perceive the abundance of good that exists alongside them. Like Amara with her lantern, you hold the power to illuminate pathways of possibility. Like Sophia with her artist's eye, you can train yourself to perceive beauty and potential where others see only the ordinary. Chapter 5. The Magnetic Force of Emotions. In the heart of an ancient mountain village lived Marcus, a blacksmith whose forge burned with unusual intensity. Through years of dedicated study, he discovered a method of crafting magnets with remarkable properties. While ordinary magnets drew only iron, his creations possessed the power to attract gold, silver, and precious gems from deep within the earth. As you explore the mysteries of manifestation, understand that your emotions function much like Marcus's extraordinary magnets. Each feeling you cultivate sends out an invisible force into the universe, drawing to you experiences that match its precise frequency. One day, a wealthy merchant approached Marcus, demanding to know the secret of his magnetic craft. Marcus smiled and led him to the forge, where he demonstrated that the true power lay not in the metal itself, but in the careful infusion of energy during its creation. The magnet merely responds to what already exists, Marcus explained. It does not create gold. It simply draws forth what was always there, waiting to be discovered. So too do your emotions act as powerful attractors, reaching into the infinite field of possibility to draw forth those experiences that resonate with their frequency. Joy attracts joyful circumstances. Peace attracts peaceful conditions. Love attracts loving relationships. Along the misty shores of a distant coast stood an ancient lighthouse, its beam cutting through the darkest nights. Ships far out at sea found their way to safe harbor by aligning with its unwavering light. The lighthouse keeper, Elena, understood that her task was not merely to maintain the light, but to maintain it with absolute consistency, for even a moment's darkness could lead ships astray. Your emotional state serves as this kind of beacon, guiding the manifestation of your desires through the mists of possibility. When you maintain a consistent vibration of positive emotion, you create a clear signal that draws your desires unerringly toward you. Now, close your eyes and recall a moment of pure joy, perhaps a time when you felt completely alive, loved, or at peace. Allow this memory to fill your awareness, feeling its warmth spread through your body. As this feeling grows stronger, imagine it radiating outward like Marcus's magnetic force, like Elena's lighthouse beam, reaching into the universe and drawing your desires toward you. Feel the magnetic power of your joy growing stronger, more refined. Know that this emotion is actively attracting corresponding experiences into your life. Maintain this feeling for several minutes, allowing it to become your natural state of being. Just as Marcus's magnets drew precious metals from the earth, your sustained positive emotions will draw forth the precious experiences you desire from the infinite field of possibility. Chapter 6: Belief as the Master Code. In the heart of a timeless city, there lived a keymaker named Solomon, whose craft transcended ordinary metalwork. His workshop, filled with dancing shadows from countless keys hanging from the rafters, held secrets passed down through generations. Unlike common locksmiths who studied mechanisms, Solomon understood that every lock in existence responded to the perfect vibration of belief. Through years of devotion to his craft, Solomon discovered that the most powerful keys were forged not from metal, but from unwavering conviction. Each key he created carried within it the essence of possibility, capable of opening any door, physical or metaphysical, when wielded with absolute faith. Just as Solomon's keys operated on the principle of resonance, your beliefs act as the master code of your reality. Every thought you hold with conviction becomes a key, unlocking corresponding experiences in your life. When you believe in limitation, you forge keys that open doors to restricted possibilities. When you believe in abundance, you craft keys that unlock infinite potential. In a distant valley lived Isabella, a gardener who understood the sacred relationship between belief and manifestation. Each spring, she would hold seeds in her palms, infusing them with her unwavering faith in their potential. While other gardeners saw only tiny seeds, Isabella perceived mighty trees, vibrant flowers, and abundant harvests already present in their essence. Your beliefs, like Isabella's seeds, contain the blueprint of future manifestations. Each thought you nurture grows into corresponding experience, just as surely as a seed grows into its inherent form. The universe responds not to what you want, but to what you believe is possible. The ancient teachings reveal that your subconscious mind is like fertile soil, accepting whatever beliefs you plant within it. When you consciously choose to cultivate empowering beliefs, you create new keys that unlock doors previously thought impenetrable. Take a moment now to examine the beliefs you carry. On a piece of paper, write down one limiting belief that has held you back. Perhaps it speaks of unworthiness, scarcity, or limitation. Now, beneath it, craft an empowering affirmation that represents its opposite, a new key forged in the fires of possibility. Each morning and evening, speak this affirmation with the same certainty that Solomon infused into his keys, that Isabella planted in her seeds. Feel its truth resonating through your being, knowing that with each repetition you are forging a new key that will unlock the reality you desire. Remember, just as Solomon's keys opened any door when used with absolute conviction, your new belief, when held with unwavering faith, will unlock corresponding experiences in your life. Let your affirmation become your truth, and watch as the doors of possibility swing open before you. Chapter 7: The Mirror Principle. In the ancient mountains of the East lies a mystical lake known as the Mirror of Truth. Its waters, still as polished glass, possess a peculiar quality. They reflect not mere physical appearances, but the deepest truths within those who gaze upon its surface. You now stand before these sacred waters as countless souls have done before. The lake serves as a gateway to self-discovery, showing you not what you wish to see, but what you need to understand about yourself. Every ripple in your life, every challenge you face mirrors something within your consciousness, just as this lake reflects your inner reality. A merchant named Rayon once journeyed to this lake, troubled by his failing business ventures. As he peered into the crystalline waters, expecting to see his worried face, he instead witnessed scenes of his own fear and distrust playing across the surface. The lake revealed how his anticipation of loss had manifested the very failures he feared. Only when he recognized this truth could he begin to transform his circumstances. The universe operates much like this sacred lake, continuously reflecting your inner state back to you. What you perceive as external circumstances are mirrors of your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. When you encounter discord in your relationships, examine what beliefs about love and connection you hold within. When abundance seems to elude you, look deeply at your relationship with worthiness and prosperity. High above the lake lived a small bird who would attack its reflection each morning, exhausting itself in battles with what it perceived as an enemy. Day after day, it fought against itself, never realizing that the threatening rival was merely a projection of its own aggression. How often do you, too, struggle against circumstances that merely reflect your inner conflicts? The lake teaches that external reality serves as your greatest teacher, offering precise feedback about your internal state. Every situation you encounter asks you to look deeper, to recognize the beliefs and emotions that have drawn these experiences into your life. Now take a moment to reflect on an area of conflict or challenge in your present circumstances. Like the still waters of the sacred lake, let your awareness mirror the truth of what lies beneath this situation. In your journal, explore what this challenge reveals about your inner world. What beliefs, fears, or expectations might you be projecting onto your experience? Allow the wisdom of the lake to guide you toward clarity and understanding. As you write, remember that this practice is not about judgment, but illumination. Just as the lake reflects with perfect clarity, let your awareness shine light on the deeper truths within, knowing that recognition is the first step toward transformation. Chapter 8. Gratitude as a Quantum Accelerator. In the distant mountains of the ancient East, a traveler named Mira wandered through a barren valley. Though her provisions had dwindled to mere crumbs, she paused each evening to give thanks for what little remained. With genuine appreciation, she blessed the small portion of bread, the sip of water, and the stars that guided her path. One evening, as she expressed gratitude for a single wild berry she had found, an extraordinary transformation began. The very ground beneath her feet started to shimmer with golden light. Before her materialized a magnificent cornucopia, overflowing with fruits, grains, and treasures beyond imagination. Her sincere thankfulness for the smallest of gifts had awakened the abundant nature of the universe itself. This truth lies at the heart of manifestation. Gratitude serves as the master key that unlocks the infinite storehouse of universal abundance. When you cultivate genuine appreciation for what exists in your life, you align yourself with the very frequency of abundance, activating the law of attraction with unprecedented power. Consider the tale of the sacred seed carried by the wind to two different gardens. In the first garden, the soil remained dry and lifeless, for the gardener constantly complained about the weather, the insects, and the effort required. But in the second garden, the soil flourished with vitality, nourished by the gardener's daily expressions of gratitude for each rainfall, each earthworm, and each ray of sunlight. It was in this fertile soil of appreciation that the seed burst forth, growing into a magnificent tree that bore fruit 100-fold. Like this sacred seed, your desires require the fertile soil of gratitude to manifest in their fullest expression. When you appreciate what you have, you transmit a vibration that resonates with abundance itself. This elevated frequency collapses the quantum field, bringing your desires into physical reality with accelerated speed. The universe responds to the energy of genuine thankfulness by multiplying the very things you appreciate. This is not mere coincidence, but a fundamental law of existence. Just as Mira's gratitude for a single berry manifested a cornucopia of abundance, your sincere appreciation acts as a magnetic force, drawing more reasons to be thankful into your life. Now you are invited to participate in an ancient practice that has transformed countless lives throughout the ages. Create what the wise ones call a book of blessings, known in modern terms as a gratitude journal. Each day, as the sun rises or sets, inscribe 3 specific things that fill your heart with genuine thankfulness. These need not be grand or extraordinary. Remember how Mira's appreciation for a simple berry unlocked abundant treasures. As you write each blessing, pause to fully experience the joy and appreciation it brings. Feel the warmth of gratitude spreading through your being, knowing that this very feeling is transforming your energetic frequency and magnetizing greater abundance into your life. Chapter 9. The Paradox of Letting Go. In the highest peaks of an ancient mountain range lived a climber named Kai, who dreamed of reaching the sacred summit. Day after day, he struggled up treacherous paths, his back bent under the weight of provisions, tools, and treasured possessions he feared to leave behind. Despite his determination, the peak remained ever distant, shrouded in mist. One morning, as exhaustion overwhelmed him, Kai encountered an elderly woman descending the mountain with nothing but a walking stick and a serene smile. "The summit welcomes those who arrive as light as the morning air," she whispered before disappearing into the mist. Understanding dawned in Kai's heart. One by one, he released his possessions into the mountain winds. With each item he surrendered, his steps grew lighter, his breath easier. As the final weight fell away, the mists parted, revealing the summit mere steps away. In letting go, he had found his path. Like Kai, you carry invisible burdens, attachments to specific outcomes, rigid timelines, and the need to control every aspect of manifestation. These weights keep your desires just out of reach. The universe operates through divine flow, like a great river that knows precisely how to reach its destination. Observe how water never struggles against the rocks but flows around them, finding the perfect path to the vast ocean. In the valleys of the east, a tale speaks of a river that once fought against its natural course, attempting to carve a straight line to the sea. Its waters churned and raged, creating nothing but muddy turbulence. Only when the river surrendered to its meandering path did it discover the journey itself had created fertile banks, nourishing forests, and sustaining life, gifts far greater than a swift arrival could have offered. This wisdom reveals the paradox of manifestation. Your deepest desires manifest most powerfully when you release your grip upon them. By surrendering control, you align with the infinite intelligence of the universe, allowing it to orchestrate circumstances far beyond your limited perspective. Now find a quiet space where you can practice this ancient art of surrender. Close your eyes and bring to mind one desire you have been clutching tightly. Feel its weight in your consciousness. Visualize this desire as a glowing orb of light in your hands. Take a deep breath and with complete trust, release this light into the vast expanse of the universe, Watch it rise and merge with the infinite field of possibilities, knowing that divine timing will return it to you in its most perfect form. As you open your eyes, carry this feeling of sacred surrender with you. Trust that what is truly meant for you cannot pass you by, and that releasing control allows the universe to work its greatest magic through you. Chapter 10: Awakening to Synchronicity. In a time beyond memory, there lived a wanderer named Thea, who noticed peculiar patterns in her daily path. First, it was a silver feather catching the morning light. Then a series of smooth river stones arranged in perfect spirals, and finally, whispers of wind that seemed to carry ancient melodies. These signs appeared with such precise timing that they could not be mere coincidence. Each morning, Thea would encounter another silver feather, each one leading her deeper into an unmarked forest. When doubt crept into her heart, she would find those spiral patterns of stones, reassuring her that she walked the destined path. On the seventh dawn, the wind's song grew stronger, guiding her to a hidden grotto where ancient wisdom lay preserved in crystalline formations, waiting for one who could read the universe's subtle language. You too are surrounded by such divine markers. The universe speaks in the language of synchronicity, those meaningful coincidences that arise with perfect timing to guide your journey. These signs appear as recurring numbers, chance encounters, or even songs that play at precisely the right moment to answer an unspoken question. Like the ancient rhythms that guide migrating birds across vast distances, synchronicities reveal the underlying harmony of existence. Observe how birds move as one, each knowing its place in the greater pattern, guided by an intelligence that transcends individual understanding. This same intelligence orchestrates the events of your life, leaving breadcrumbs of guidance along your path. In the mountains of the north, a flock of golden eagles demonstrates this truth each spring. They soar in formation so precise it appears as if invisible threads connect their wings. Neither leader nor follower exists among them, only perfect alignment with universal flow. Those who study their flight patterns discover that each eagle responds to subtle shifts in the air currents, creating a dance of unity that carries them unerringly to their destination. The universe offers you the same guidance through the delicate language of synchronicity. Each meaningful coincidence serves as a cosmic confirmation, a gentle nudge affirming your alignment with divine flow. When you learn to recognize these signs, you discover that you are never truly lost, only being redirected toward your highest good. To attune yourself to this sacred language, begin a practice of conscious awareness. For the next 7 days, carry a journal dedicated to recording the synchronicities that appear in your life. Note the unexpected alignments, the recurring themes, and the perfectly timed encounters that catch your attention. Each evening, reflect on these signs, asking yourself what message they might carry about your current path. This practice will sharpen your awareness of the universe's subtle guidance, revealing the invisible threads that connect all moments of your journey. As you document these divine markers, you'll discover that you are in constant dialogue with the infinite intelligence that orchestrates all of creation. Part 2: Harnessing the Infinite Code. Chapter 11: The Inner Compass of Intuition. Through the mists of time comes a tale that speaks to the wisdom that dwells within you. In the port town of Azure Bay lived a young sailor named Marcus, whose vessel carried precious cargo across treacherous waters. While other sailors relied on modern instruments, Marcus inherited an ancient star chart, its parchment worn thin with age, marked with symbols that seemed to pulse with otherworldly knowledge. One fateful night, As storm clouds gathered and lightning split the sky, the modern instruments failed. The other ships sought harbor, but Marcus felt an inexplicable pull to continue. Unfolding the ancient chart, he noticed how its mysterious markings resonated with a knowing deep within his heart. Though the stars were hidden behind roiling clouds, he navigated by consulting both the chart and the quiet whispers of his inner voice. As dawn broke, Marcus's ship emerged unscathed, having discovered a passage unknown to other sailors. The ancient chart had not merely shown him the way, it had awakened his connection to the universal mind, proving that true navigation comes from within. In the northern wilderness, a similar truth reveals itself through the journey of a wolf pack. As winter approaches and food grows scarce, the pack follows no visible trail or marked path. Instead, they move as one, guided by an invisible thread of knowing. Through blinding snow and across frozen valleys, they trust the silent wisdom that pulls them forward. When they finally arrive at a sheltered valley abundant with prey, it becomes clear that their inner compass led them unerringly to sanctuary. These stories illuminate a profound truth. Your intuition serves as a direct line to universal intelligence. Like the ancient star chart, external tools may support your journey, but they merely confirm what your inner wisdom already knows. This knowing speaks not in thunderous proclamations, but in gentle nudges, quiet certainties, and feelings that defy logical explanation. The universal mind communicates through this subtle language of intuition, offering guidance that transcends the limitations of rational thought. When you learn to trust these inner promptings, you access a wisdom far greater than intellectual understanding alone can provide. To strengthen this connection, create a daily practice of intuitive listening. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and allow your breath to settle into a natural rhythm. When your mind grows still, pose a single question to your inner wisdom. Without analyzing or judging, record the first impressions, feelings, or insights that arise. These initial responses, untainted by rational analysis, often carry the purest guidance from your intuitive mind. Practice this ritual for 5 minutes each day, preferably at dawn or dusk when the veil between worlds grows thin. As you cultivate trust in these subtle messages, you'll discover that your intuition becomes clearer and more reliable, leading you unerringly toward your highest path. Chapter 12. The Energy of Focus and Flow. In a remote mountain village where ancient traditions still whisper through narrow streets, lived a potter named Maya. Each morning, as dawn painted the sky in gentle hues, she would sit at her wheel, hands hovering over fresh clay. Unlike other artisans who divided their attention between multiple tasks, Maya poured her entire being into each vessel she created. As her hands moved across the spinning clay, the outside world ceased to exist. In these moments of pure focus, the clay seemed to respond to her thoughts as much as her touch. Vessels emerged from her wheel bearing a perfection that drew travelers from distant lands. When asked about her secret, Maya would simply smile and say, "The clay knows what it wishes to become. I merely listen with my hands." Deep in an ancient valley, a similar truth reveals itself through the patient work of a mountain stream. Drop by drop, over countless seasons, the water carves through solid rock. It does not question its path or divide its flow. It simply moves with unwavering dedication toward its destination. Through this singular focus, the stream accomplishes what seems impossible, transforming the very face of the mountain. These tales illuminate the profound power that lies within focused attention. When you direct your thoughts and energy toward a single point, you tap into the same creative force that shapes mountains and molds masterpieces. This is not mere concentration, but a state of profound communion with the universal mind. In this sacred state of flow, resistance dissolves like morning mist before the rising sun. Your desires begin to materialize with an ease that seems magical, though it is simply the natural result of aligned energy and intention. To harness this transformative power, create a daily practice of focused visualization. Find a quiet space where you can remain undisturbed. Close your eyes and bring your chosen goal into sharp focus within your mind's eye. See it with such clarity that every detail becomes vivid and real. Feel the emotions of having already achieved this desire. Let them flow through your body as if your goal stands accomplished before you. Maintain this focused state for 10 minutes, allowing all other thoughts to pass by like clouds in a vast sky. Through this practice, you forge a direct channel between your consciousness and the infinite potential of the universal mind, calling forth your desires with the same certainty that guides Maya's hands or moves the mountain stream. Chapter 13, The Alchemy of Forgiveness. In a verdant valley where wisdom blooms like wildflowers, there lived a farmer named Eli. Each dawn, he would survey his fields with growing despair, for among his precious crops grew thorny vines that choked the life from his harvest. No matter how he tried to cut them back, they returned with greater vigor, their roots growing deeper with each passing season. One morning, as Eli sat in exhaustion, an old wanderer appeared at his gate. Looking at the thorny mess, the wanderer spoke. "These thorns spring not from your soil, but from the seeds of bitterness you carry within." The wanderer gestured to Eli's heart, explaining how each thorn represented a grievance he refused to release. Understanding dawned in Eli's eyes. He began the patient work of removing each thorn while simultaneously releasing the corresponding hurt from his heart. As each root was pulled free, he felt a weight lift from his spirit. By season's end, his fields flourished with abundance, mirroring the freedom he had found within. High in the eternal peaks, nature teaches this same truth through the changing seasons. As winter's grip loosens, the mountain does not cling to its blanket of snow. Instead, it releases its frozen burden, allowing spring's warmth to awaken dormant life beneath. Through this surrender, the mountainside transforms into a tapestry of vibrant blooms and new growth. You must understand that forgiveness operates as a universal law, as vital as gravity or light. When you hold on to past hurts, you create energetic blockages that prevent the free flow of abundance into your life. These grievances act as thorny barriers, choking off the very blessings you seek to cultivate. True forgiveness does not mean condoning actions that caused pain. Rather, it represents a conscious choice to release the emotional charge that binds you to past wounds. Like Eli's thorns, each resentment you harbor draws vital energy from your present moment, limiting your capacity for joy and abundance. To begin this sacred practice of release, find a quiet moment and take up your pen. Write a letter to someone who has caused you pain. It could even be yourself. Pour every emotion onto the page without censorship. Your anger, hurt, disappointment, and grief. Let the words flow until you feel empty of the burden they carry. Then, in a ritual of your choosing, release this letter. You might burn it and watch the ashes float away, bury it in the earth, or dissolve it in flowing water. As you do so, speak these words. I release this burden from my heart. I choose freedom. I choose peace. Feel the lightness that comes as these energetic bonds dissolve, creating space for new blessings to enter your life. Chapter 14. The Sacred Power of Faith. In the depths of a merciless winter, when frost painted the world in shades of white and gray, there lived a villager named Mira. While others huddled by their fires, waiting for spring's distant return, Mira ventured daily into her snow-covered garden. With unwavering hands, she planted seeds in the frozen earth, her breath forming clouds in the bitter air. "The ground is too cold," the villagers warned. "Nothing will grow in this darkness." Yet Mira continued her work, knowing that beneath the frozen surface, life stirred in perfect timing with universal law. You see, faith operates as the bridge between the unseen and the manifest world. Like Mira's seeds beneath the snow, your desires gestate in darkness before emerging into light. The universe works through invisible forces, weaving the tapestry of manifestation long before physical eyes can perceive the pattern. In a distant mountain temple, there lived an artist named Chen, who lost his sight in childhood. Yet each day, he sat before his canvas, creating paintings of such beauty that travelers journeyed far to behold them. When asked how he could paint without seeing, Chen smiled and said, "I see with the eyes of my heart, which perceive far more than physical eyes ever could." The law of faith reveals that your beliefs shape reality before circumstances align to reflect them. Like Chen's brushstrokes guided by inner vision, your faith paints the masterpiece of your life, trusting in the perfection of universal timing. This truth echoes through the ages. What you trust in grows stronger. Your faith acts as a beacon, drawing forth the very experiences you believe in, even when current circumstances suggest otherwise. Just as Mira's seeds required darkness before sprouting toward light, your desires often need time in the unseen realm before manifesting in physical form. The practice of faith demands courage to believe beyond current evidence. Choose one area where doubt has taken root in your heart. Write an affirmation that declares your trust in the perfect unfolding of universal law. Speak this truth daily, letting it sink deep into your consciousness. I trust in the perfect timing of the universe. My good comes to me in ways seen and unseen. What I seek is already seeking me. Hold this affirmation in your heart as Mira held the promise of spring in hers, knowing that beneath the surface, invisible forces work tirelessly to bring your desires into form. Chapter 15, The Mystery of Divine Timing. In a village among rolling hills, there lived a baker named Sarah who understood the sacred dance of patience. Each morning before dawn, she mixed flour, water, and yeast with practiced hands, knowing that the magic lay not in her actions, but in the waiting that followed. You see, the most exquisite bread cannot be rushed. It must rise in its own time, guided by invisible forces beyond human control. As you walk the path of manifestation, understand that like Sarah's bread, your desires unfold according to divine timing. The universe operates with perfect precision, orchestrating countless elements to bring forth your good in its destined moment. In a distant garden, a single flower bud remained closed while others around it bloomed. The gardener, watching this solitary bud, understood that its perfect moment had not yet arrived. When the precise combination of sunlight and rain finally converged, the flower opened to reveal petals of unprecedented beauty, far surpassing its earlier blooming companions. The law of divine timing reveals that everything in creation follows an unseen schedule. Just as a flower cannot be forced to bloom before its moment, your manifestations arrive when all elements align in perfect harmony. This truth liberates you from the burden of forcing outcomes, allowing you to rest in the wisdom that all unfolds as it should. Your role is to plant the seeds of intention and nurture them with faith, while surrendering the timing to universal wisdom. Like Sarah's dough rising in its own rhythm, or the flower opening at its appointed hour, Your desires mature according to a divine schedule that encompasses far more than your limited perspective can perceive. Take a moment now to enter the sacred space of surrender. Close your eyes and bring to mind something you've been trying to force or rush. Breathe deeply and visualize this desire as a seed planted in fertile soil. Feel the rightness of its perfect unfolding. See it blooming precisely when all conditions align, understanding that this timing serves your highest good. As you open your eyes, carry this truth. The universe's timing is always perfect, even when it differs from your expectations. Trust in this wisdom as Sarah trusted the rising of her bread, as the gardener trusted the opening of the flower. Your good comes to you not a moment too soon or too late, but exactly when it serves your highest evolution. Chapter 16. The Language of Symbols. High in the ancient mountains where stars pierce the darkness like diamonds scattered across velvet, a wanderer named Kai discovered an extraordinary truth. Each night as he journeyed through treacherous passes, he noticed certain stars forming patterns that seemed to guide his way. These weren't the common constellations known to travelers. They were subtle arrangements that spoke directly to his soul, leading him to sheltered caves and fresh springs just when he needed them most. You possess this same ability to read the sacred language of the universe. The world around you speaks in symbols, offering guidance through recurring signs, meaningful coincidences, and patterns that catch your attention. These are not mere accidents, but messages encoded in the fabric of existence. In the valleys below those same mountains, a shepherd named Marcus learned to interpret the sky's subtle messages. When his flock scattered during a storm, he noticed how certain cloud formations consistently appeared over areas where his sheep gathered. By learning to read these celestial signs, he always found his way back to his flock, guided by the universal mind's infinite wisdom. The universe communicates through a vast network of symbols, numbers that appear repeatedly, animals that cross your path at significant moments, or dreams that carry recurring themes. These symbols serve as bridges between your conscious mind and the infinite intelligence that orchestrates all of creation. When you attune yourself to this symbolic language, you begin to recognize the guidance that surrounds you. Each meaningful coincidence, each recurring pattern, carries a message designed specifically for your journey. Like Kai following the stellar patterns or Marcus reading the sky, you too can learn to interpret these divine signals. The key lies in paying attention with an open heart and quiet mind. The universal mind speaks most clearly when you release preconceptions and allow yourself to receive its wisdom. Notice which symbols appear during moments of questioning or transition. Observe the patterns that emerge when you're contemplating important decisions. To deepen your connection with this universal language, begin a practice of sacred observation. For the next 7 days, carry a small notebook with you. Record any symbols, signs, or recurring patterns that catch your attention. Note the circumstances under which they appear and any initial feelings or insights they evoke. As you document these observations, resist the urge to immediately interpret their meaning. Instead, allow the patterns to reveal themselves naturally. Like the stars that guided Kai or the clouds that directed Marcus, your personal symbols will speak their truth when you're ready to receive their message. At the end of each day, review your notes in a spirit of quiet contemplation. Notice any connections between the symbols and your current desires or life situations. Trust that the universal mind is guiding you through this sacred language, just as it has guided seekers throughout the ages. Chapter 17. The Vision Beyond the Eyes. In a small village nestled among rolling hills lived a sculptor named Elena. who had lost her sight in childhood, yet from her hands emerged masterpieces of such beauty that people traveled from distant lands to witness her creations. As she worked, her fingers danced across the marble, guided not by physical sight, but by the vivid images she held within her mind's eye. You, like Elena, possess this extraordinary ability to shape reality through the power of inner vision. The universe responds not to what your physical eyes perceive, but to the images you hold within your consciousness. When asked how she could create such perfection without seeing the stone, Elena would smile and say, "I see more clearly now than ever before. My hands follow the vision in my heart, where every detail shines with perfect clarity." In the same village lived a painter named Thomas, who became fascinated by an impossible task, capturing the invisible dance of the wind. Rather than attempting to paint what his eyes could see, he closed them and felt the wind's movement, translating its essence onto canvas through the pictures formed in his imagination. His painting seemed to move with an otherworldly energy, touching viewers more deeply than any literal representation could. These stories illuminate a fundamental truth. Visualization is not mere daydreaming, but a powerful act of creation. When you close your eyes and picture your desires with vivid detail, you are literally imprinting that reality into the quantum field. Every thought, every imagined scene creates ripples in the universal fabric, drawing your desires closer to manifestation. The key lies in engaging all your senses in this inner vision. Feel the textures, hear the sounds, smell the aromas, and most importantly, experience the emotions of your desired reality. Like Elena sculpting with her heart's vision or Thomas painting the unseen wind, allow your imagination to transcend the limitations of physical sight. To harness this creative power, establish a daily practice of sacred visualization. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, allowing your awareness to shift from the outer world to your inner sanctuary. Begin to build your desired reality in your mind's eye, adding layer upon layer of sensory detail. See yourself living your dreams with perfect clarity. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the deep sense of fulfillment, as though your desires have already manifested. Let these feelings flow through your entire being, knowing that your inner experience is creating ripples in the quantum field, aligning you with the reality you envision. Hold this vision for as long as it feels natural, knowing that each moment spent in this state of alignment draws your desires closer to physical manifestation. Like Elena and Thomas, trust in the power of your inner sight to shape the world around you. Chapter 18. Manifestation through the stillness within. In the heights of the Himalayan mountains, a monk named Jiro discovered a profound truth that would transform the understanding of manifestation. As a great storm raged around his monastery, while others sought shelter, Jiro sat in perfect meditation at the eye of the tempest. There, in absolute stillness, he uncovered a chest of ancient scrolls that had remained hidden for centuries, protected by the chaos that kept others away. You too stand at the threshold of such discovery. The universe's greatest treasures lie not in the frantic pursuit of desires, but in the sacred space of stillness where all possibilities converge. Within the depths of silence dwells a power that transcends ordinary understanding. When you quiet the endless chatter of your mind, you align with the universal mind, the infinite intelligence that orchestrates all creation. Like a radio tuning to the perfect frequency, stillness allows you to receive the universe's boundless wisdom and abundance. Consider the tale of the mountain lake, where a young woman named Maya sought answers to life's deepest questions. Night after night she visited the lake's shore, finding its waters disturbed by wind and waves. But one evening, as perfect stillness descended, the lake's surface became like glass, reflecting the entire cosmos in its depths. In that moment of perfect calm, Maya saw that the answers she sought had always been present, waiting only for the surface of her mind to become still enough to reflect them. This mirrors the truth of your own being. When your thoughts settle into silence, the universal mind can reflect through you with perfect clarity. Your desires need not be forced or struggled for. They flow naturally into your experience when you access this state of inner calm. The practice of stillness is not the absence of action, but rather the foundation from which inspired action springs. Like Jiro finding treasure in the storm's center, or Maya receiving cosmic wisdom in the lake's reflection, your greatest manifestations will emerge from these moments of sacred silence. Through stillness, you transcend the limitations of the conscious mind and enter the realm of infinite potential. Here, in the space between thoughts, the universal mind speaks directly to your soul, guiding you toward the perfect unfolding of your desires. Begin each day with the ancient practice passed down through generations of wisdom keepers. Find a quiet space as dawn breaks. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. For 5 minutes, let your attention rest gently on your breath. As thoughts arise, observe them without attachment, allowing them to pass like clouds across a vast sky. In this space of pure awareness, allow the universal mind to speak through the silence. Trust that in these moments of stillness, you are aligning with the infinite intelligence that orchestrates all creation. Chapter 19. The Magnetic Pull of Joy. In a remote village among ancient trees lived a young girl named Luna, whose laughter held a mysterious power. Each morning, as she walked through the forest gathering herbs, her pure, unbridled joy echoed through the trees. First, the butterflies would appear, drawn to the sound like bells chiming in the wind. Then came the deer, stepping softly from their hidden groves. Soon, birds of every color would gather in the branches above, adding their songs to her happiness. Even the most elusive creatures, the foxes, wolves, and bears, would emerge from their dens, captivated by the magnetic force of her delight. You possess this same magnetic power within you. Joy is not merely an emotion. It is a force that ripples through the fabric of existence, attracting all manner of abundance into your life. When you align with joy, you tap into the highest vibration of the universe, becoming a natural attractor for all you desire. In the streets of an old city there lived a musician named Marcus, who played his flute not for coins, but for the pure pleasure of creating beauty. As his melodies soared with genuine happiness, people began to pause in their hurried lives. Children stopped to dance, elderly couples remembered to smile, and strangers found themselves swaying together. Soon, the entire square was filled with people drawn to the irresistible energy of his joy-filled music. Without seeking anything, his simple act of following his bliss brought him more abundance than those who played solely for profit. This illustrates a fundamental truth. Joy is the natural state of the universe. When you allow yourself to experience pure joy, you align with this universal flow. Like Luna's laughter attracting the forest creatures or Marcus's music drawing the crowds, your joy becomes a beacon that calls forth opportunities, relationships, and abundance. The universe responds not to your words or actions, but to the vibration you emit. Joy is the highest vibration you can offer, and like attracts like. When you choose joy, You signal to the universe that you are ready to receive more experiences that match this elevated state. Think not of joy as a reward that comes after achievement, but as the very power that manifests your desires. Each moment of genuine happiness creates ripples in the quantum field, attracting more circumstances that mirror this energy. The ancient practice of cultivating joy requires no special tools or training. Each day, set aside time for one activity that brings you pure, unconditional joy. Whether it's dancing, painting, walking in nature, or simply laughing with loved ones, allow yourself to be fully present in this experience. Feel the joy flowing through every cell of your being, knowing that this energy is magnetizing more reasons for joy into your life. Chapter 20. Overcoming Resistance. In the heart of an ancient kingdom, a knight named Aldrich stood before the gates of the Temple of Infinite Light. 3 formidable guardians blocked his path, beings of mist and shadow that shifted forms to mirror his deepest fears. The first appeared as a mirror image of himself, wearing chains of doubt. The second manifested as a swirling vortex of past failures. The third transformed into a towering giant of future uncertainties. You, like Aldrich, stand before the gates of your own infinite potential. The guardians you face may not wear physical forms, but their presence is just as real. They emerge from the mists of your mind as hesitation, self-doubt, and fear of the unknown. As Aldrich drew his sword, he realized these beings could not be defeated through force. Each time he struck, they merely reformed, stronger than before. Only when he lowered his weapon and faced each guardian with unwavering presence did their forms begin to dissolve. In acknowledging his fears without resistance, he discovered the key to passing through. The universal mind presents these guardians not as obstacles, but as initiations. Each resistance you encounter serves as a gateway to greater power, provided you meet it with awareness rather than avoidance. Like water flowing against stone, persistence and trust gradually reveal the path forward. In the valleys of time, a gentle stream encountered a wall of solid rock. Rather than forcing its way through or turning back, it simply continued its dance, day after day, year after year. The water didn't question whether it could carve through stone. It simply flowed with unwavering trust. Eventually, what seemed immovable gave way to create a magnificent canyon. Your resistance takes many forms: procrastination that whispers, "Not yet," fear that cautions, "Stay safe," or doubt that questions, "Are you worthy?" These are the modern guardians at your temple gates. Yet, like Aldrich and the flowing stream, your power lies not in fighting these guardians, but in meeting them with steady presence and gentle persistence. For your own journey of transformation, identify one guardian, one fear or resistance that stands between you and your deepest desires. Close your eyes and see it clearly, allowing its form to emerge from the mist. Rather than battling this guardian, acknowledge its presence. Feel the sensations it creates in your body. Now imagine yourself walking directly toward it, through it, watching as it dissolves into light. Take one concrete step forward today, no matter how small, knowing that each step through resistance strengthens your connection to infinite possibility. Part 3. Becoming the Master Key. Chapter 21. The Flow of Abundance. In a land where the sun ruled with fierce intensity, there lived a humble wanderer named Khalil. One day, while crossing endless dunes, he stumbled upon a remarkable sight, a spring that flowed with crystal-clear water, defying the harsh desert environment. What amazed Khalil most wasn't just the spring's existence, but its boundless generosity. No matter how many travelers stopped to drink, its waters never diminished. You, like those who discovered this sacred spring, stand at the threshold of understanding nature's most fundamental truth. Abundance flows eternally, requiring nothing in return but openness to receive. As you witness the eternal dance of giving and receiving in the universe, remember that scarcity exists only as a mirage, much like the illusions that shimmer across desert sands. The universal mind operates through channels of infinite abundance, ever flowing, ever renewing. In the mountains of the east lived an ancient tree known as the Mother of Seasons. Through drought and storm, through winter's bite and summer's blaze, she offered her fruit freely to all who came. Each season brought new abundance, and though thousands had tasted her gifts over centuries, her branches grew ever more laden with fruit. The spring and the tree reveal a profound truth. Abundance isn't measured by quantity, but by flow. When you align with this natural state of being, you tap into an infinite stream of possibilities. Like the spring that gives without counting drops, or the tree that bears fruit without counting seasons, true abundance knows no limits. The universe operates through this principle of endless renewal. Just as the spring continues to bubble forth from an unseen source, and the tree draws sustenance from earth and sky to create new fruit, abundance flows through your life when you release the illusion of limitation. Take a moment now to recognize the areas in your life where abundance already flows freely. Perhaps it's in the air you breathe, the ideas that spark in your mind, or the love you share with others. Write down 3 specific examples where you experience this natural flow. Each day, pause to express heartfelt gratitude for these manifestations of abundance, allowing your appreciation to deepen your connection to this infinite stream. Feel how this practice shifts your energy from scarcity to abundance, from limitation to possibility. Like the desert spring that flows without end, your capacity to receive and create abundance knows no bounds. With each breath, you align more deeply with the infinite stream of universal prosperity. Just as a single seed contains within it the potential for an endless forest, your consciousness holds the power to manifest boundless abundance when you release all doubt and resistance. Trust in this eternal flow, for it is your divine birthright to experience life's richest blessings. Chapter 22. Awakening the Inner Divine. In the marble halls of an ancient temple, a sculptor named Theron spent his days working with stone. Each morning, he would stand before a massive block of marble, seeing beyond its rough exterior to the beauty waiting to be revealed. While others saw only cold stone, Theron perceived the divine essence trapped within. You, like Theron, possess the ability to see beyond surface appearances to the sacred truth that lies beneath. Within you dwells the same creative force that shapes mountains and ignites stars. As Theron's chisel struck the marble, layer after layer fell away. Gradually, a radiant figure emerged, not carved, but liberated from its stone prison. When asked about his technique, Theron simply smiled and said, "I do not create. I merely remove what conceals the divinity already present." The universal mind flows through you as surely as it flowed through Theron's hands. Your thoughts, like his chisel, have the power to reveal the magnificent being you truly are. In the vast expanse of the night sky, a star named Aurora dimmed her light, believing herself insignificant among countless others. Yet one night, she witnessed a group of travelers lost in darkness, using her light to find their way home. In that moment, Aurora realized her divine purpose. Her light, though just one among many, held the power to transform lives. Like Aurora, you may have forgotten your own radiance. The light within you has never dimmed. It simply awaits your recognition. When you acknowledge your connection to the infinite, you naturally illuminate the path for others. This sacred truth lies at the heart of creation. You are not separate from the divine, but a living expression of its infinite potential. Just as Theron saw the divine figure within the marble, and Aurora discovered her true purpose in guiding others, you too can awaken to your essential nature. Stand before a mirror now. Look deeply into your own eyes beyond the surface reflection. Affirm your connection to the infinite source. I am one with the divine presence that creates worlds. Its light shines through me now. Visualize this light emanating from your heart, filling your entire being with radiant energy. Feel yourself becoming a living lighthouse, illuminating the way for yourself and others. Chapter 23, The Art of Conscious Creation. In a sunlit workshop among ancient hills, an artisan named Maya wove tapestries that seemed to capture the very essence of life itself. Each morning she would carefully select her threads, holding them to the light, understanding that every choice would influence the final creation. You, like Maya, weave the tapestry of your existence through each thought and action you choose. The universal mind responds to your selections with perfect precision, manifesting the patterns you set in motion. As Maya worked, she understood that a single misplaced thread could alter the entire design. The beauty lies not just in the threads themselves, she would say, but in the conscious intention behind their placement. Her fingers moved with purpose, each decision adding to the growing masterpiece before her. In the valley below Maya's workshop lived a gardener named Ibrahim. His garden flourished not by chance, but through deliberate cultivation. Each morning, he would walk among his plants, removing weeds that threatened to choke the flowers, watering those that thirsted, and speaking words of encouragement to tender shoots reaching toward the sun. The universal law reveals itself through these simple truths. Your reality, like Maya's tapestry and Ibrahim's garden, takes shape through conscious choice. Each thought you entertain, each word you speak, each action you take serves as a thread in the grand design of your experience. When you select your thoughts with the same care Maya chose her threads, your life becomes a masterpiece of intention. When you tend to your desires with the same dedication Ibrahim showed his garden, they naturally blossom into fulfillment. The time has come to weave your own masterpiece. Take a moment now to sit in silence. Choose one intention that resonates deeply with your heart's desire. Write it down with clarity and purpose. Now, like Maya selecting her threads, identify 3 specific actions you can take today that align with this intention. Let these actions be your starting points, the first threads in your new creation. Remember, as you begin this practice, that each choice, no matter how small, contributes to the greater pattern of your manifestation. Chapter 24, Anchoring Your Infinite Vision. High upon the rugged cliffs, a lighthouse stood as a testament to unwavering purpose. Through tempests and calm seas alike, its beam cut through the darkness, guiding vessels safely to shore. The keeper, an old soul named Thaddeus, understood that his task was more than mere maintenance. It was an act of faith made manifest through consistent action. Night after night, Thaddeus would climb the spiral stairs, polish the great lens, and ensure the light burned bright. When storms raged and waves crashed against the rocky shore, his dedication never wavered. Ships in the distance relied upon this steadfast beacon, just as your dreams depend upon your unwavering focus and dedication. In a distant valley lived Amara, a sculptor whose hands knew the patience of transformation. Each day she approached her marble with reverence, understanding that masterpieces emerge not in sudden bursts but through devoted refinement. "The statue already exists within," she would say. "I simply remove what does not belong." These stories illuminate a profound truth. Your vision, like the lighthouse's beam, must remain steady despite life's storms. Like Amara's sculpture, your desires take form through persistent dedication and aligned action. The universal mind responds not to sporadic wishes, but to sustained focus and emotional conviction. When you anchor your vision in both faith and action, you create a beacon powerful enough to draw your desires from the realm of possibility into physical reality. Each consistent thought, each aligned action serves as another ray of light guiding your manifestation to shore. The time has come to create your own beacon of manifestation. Find a space where you can gather images, words, and symbols that resonate with your deepest desires. As you arrange these elements on your vision board, feel the emotion of each desire as if it were already realized. Place this board where you will see it daily, allowing it to serve as your lighthouse, a constant reminder of your chosen direction and a focal point for your creative energy. Chapter 25, Creating Through Love. In the heart of an ancient valley dwelt Serena, whose healing touch carried the power to transform all she encountered. As she walked through her village, withered plants would burst into bloom, and troubled souls would find peace in her presence. Yet Serena's gift wasn't mystical. It flowed from her ability to channel the purest form of universal energy, love. Each morning she would sit by her window, allowing love to fill her being until it overflowed into everything she touched. Those who came to her noticed that their ailments began healing before she even laid hands upon them, transformed by the mere presence of such concentrated love. The universal mind speaks through the language of vibration, and love resonates at the highest frequency known to existence. When you align yourself with this frequency, you become a conduit for creation itself, drawing to you everything that matches this elevated state of being. In the distant mountains lived a humble sunbeam who discovered its true purpose. Day after day it would shine upon a barren patch of earth that others had abandoned as lifeless. The sunbeam knew no judgment, offering only pure, unconditional light. Gradually, the seemingly dead soil began to stir. First came tender shoots of grass, then wildflowers, until finally the once desolate land transformed into a flourishing meadow. This truth remains constant. Love is not merely an emotion, but the very force that binds the universe together. When you operate from this frequency, you align with the creative power that forms worlds. Your desires manifest with greater ease because love dissolves the barriers of doubt, fear, and limitation. To harness this transformative power, begin each day by consciously choosing to be a channel of love. Find one person, situation, or environment where you can offer love without expectation of return. This might mean sharing a genuine compliment, helping someone in need, or simply sending loving thoughts to those you encounter. As you practice this, notice how your own vibrational field expands, attracting more of what you desire with natural ease. Let your heart become like Serena's healing touch, transforming everything it encounters with the pure frequency of love. Watch as this practice gradually shifts not only your external reality, but the very essence of who you are becoming. Chapter 26, The Balance of Being and Doing. In a distant mountain monastery there lived an archer named Tao, whose arrows never missed their mark. What set him apart was not his technique, but his understanding of the sacred dance between stillness and action. Before each shot, Tao would enter a state of perfect calm, becoming one with the target. Only when his inner world reached complete alignment would he release the arrow. You, like Tao, possess the power to manifest your desires through this same harmonious balance. The universe responds not just to action, but to the quality of energy behind that action. When you align your inner state with your outer efforts, you create a powerful resonance that accelerates manifestation. Consider the great river that winds through valleys and plains. In some places it moves with tremendous force, carving new paths through solid rock. In others, it grows still and deep, gathering power for its journey ahead. Neither state is superior. It is the rhythm between them that creates the river's unstoppable progress toward the sea. This wisdom reveals a fundamental truth. Manifestation flourishes in the space between being and doing. Your moments of quiet reflection are as vital as your moments of decisive action. In stillness, you align with the infinite intelligence of the universe. In action, you give form to its creative force. Many seek to force their desires into being through constant activity, while others wait passively for the universe to deliver their dreams. Both paths lead to imbalance. True mastery lies in knowing when to be still and when to act, just as Tao knew precisely when to hold steady and when to release his arrow. The practice before you invites this sacred balance into your daily life. Begin each morning in stillness, allowing your mind to settle like clear water. Feel your connection to the universal mind strengthening in these quiet moments. Then, choose one action that moves you toward your desire, carrying forward the clarity and power you've cultivated in stillness. This rhythm of reflection and action creates a natural flow, like the archer's breath before the perfect shot. Your desires manifest not through force or waiting, but through this divine dance of being and doing, the ritual of discovery. Each day, dedicate time to both stillness and action. Begin with 5 minutes of quiet meditation, allowing your mind to settle and your energy to align. From this centered space, identify one clear action you can take toward your goal. Execute this action with the same presence and intention you cultivated in stillness. Record both your reflections and actions in a journal, noting how this balance affects the manifestation of your desires. Chapter 27, Breaking Free from Limitation. In a secluded valley, a golden bird lived in an ornate cage. Though the cage sparkled with precious gems and offered every comfort, the bird's heart yearned for something more. Each morning, it watched wild birds soar past its window, their wings cutting through clouds, their songs echoing freedom. One day the bird noticed something peculiar. The cage door had always been unlocked. The barrier existed not in metal bars, but in the bird's belief that the cage meant safety. In a moment of profound realization, it stepped through the open door and spread its wings. As it soared into the vast expanse of sky, the bird understood that its prison had been crafted by nothing more than thought. You, like this golden bird, may discover that the boundaries holding you back exist primarily in your mind. These self-imposed limitations take root in your consciousness, growing stronger with each passing day you honor them. Yet just as the bird found its freedom through a shift in perception, you too can transcend these artificial barriers. In the ancient mountains, a small stream encountered massive boulders blocking its path to the sea. Instead of stopping, it flowed around them, gradually carving new channels. Over time, the stream's persistent flow transformed the very mountains that once seemed immovable. The stream never questioned its journey. It simply adapted, found new paths, and continued flowing. This wisdom illuminates a universal truth. Your perceived limitations hold power only through your belief in them. When you recognize that these boundaries are illusions created by thought, they begin to dissolve. Like the stream, you possess the innate ability to find your way through, around, or over any obstacle. The key lies in understanding that your thoughts shape your reality. Each time you tell yourself, "I can't," or "it's impossible," you reinforce the bars of your self-made cage. But when you choose to question these limitations, to test their reality, you often discover they are as insubstantial as morning mist. Take a quiet moment to identify one limiting belief that has held you back. Write it down, acknowledging its presence in your life. Now, craft an empowering affirmation that directly challenges this limitation. For example, if your limiting belief is, "I'm not capable of achieving great things," your affirmation might be, "I am infinitely capable, and success flows naturally to me." Speak this affirmation aloud each morning and evening, feeling its truth resonating through your being. Let each repetition be another step toward your freedom, just as each beat of the bird's wings carried it higher into the limitless sky. Chapter 28. The Symphony of Co-Creation. In a grand concert hall nestled within the heart of an ancient city, a remarkable orchestra gathered each evening. The conductor, Master Marcus, knew a secret that few understood. True harmony emerged not from controlling each musician, but from allowing them to flow naturally with the universal rhythm. One evening, as the musicians took their places, Marcus shared a wisdom passed down through generations. The universe itself is a grand symphony, and we are each instruments in its eternal song. Our role is not to force the music, but to align ourselves with the divine melody already playing. As the orchestra began, something extraordinary unfolded. Each instrument found its perfect moment to join the composition. The violins danced with the cellos, the flutes whispered to the clarinets, and the drums pulsed with the heartbeat of creation itself. The music that emerged transcended mere notes. It became a bridge between the physical and the divine. You too are an instrument in the universal orchestra. When you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the flow of life, you become part of this grand symphony. Just as each musician trusts the conductor's guidance, your role is to trust the universe's direction while playing your unique part. In a distant meadow, a colony of bees demonstrated this same principle. Each bee moved in perfect synchronicity, not through external command, but through inner attunement to the collective purpose. As they constructed their hive, each hexagonal cell aligned perfectly with the others, creating a structure of remarkable beauty and efficiency. The bees didn't question their role or compete with one another. They simply flowed with their natural wisdom. This harmony you witness in nature reflects the same force available to you in every moment. When you resist the universal flow, life feels like an upstream battle. But when you align with it, synchronicities multiply, doors open effortlessly, and your creative power amplifies naturally. Sacred practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and bring to mind one area of your life where you feel resistance or misalignment. Perhaps it's a relationship, a project, or a personal goal. Take 3 deep breaths, allowing yourself to soften into this moment. Now, imagine yourself as an instrument in the universal orchestra. Feel the natural rhythm of the universe flowing through you. Ask silently, how can I better align with the divine flow in this situation? Listen for the subtle guidance that emerges. Write down any insights that arise. Then identify 3 specific ways you can adjust your thoughts, feelings, and actions to harmonize with your desired outcome. Each day, take one small step in alignment with this guidance, trusting that the universe is orchestrating events in perfect timing. Chapter 29, Becoming the Master Key. In the ancient scrolls of wisdom, there exists a tale of a traveler named Sophia who journeyed across vast lands seeking the legendary Master Key. Through mountains and valleys, across rivers and deserts, she searched tirelessly, carrying with her a heavy bag of ancient texts and mystical artifacts. One evening, as she rested beneath a star-lit sky, Sophia noticed her own reflection in a still pool of water. In that moment of perfect clarity, understanding washed over her like a gentle rain. The Master Key she had sought was not hidden in distant temples or sacred caves. It resided within her heart, awakened by each step of her journey. You, like Sophia, have walked this path of discovery. Each teaching, each practice, each moment of insight has not given you something new, but rather unveiled what already existed within you. The power to shape reality, to manifest dreams, to transform life itself. This has always been your birthright. In the mountains of the East, they tell of a single flame that, when shared with countless others, never diminishes but grows stronger. This eternal flame represents the infinite potential within you. As you share your light with others, as you express your creative power, you do not deplete your energy but amplify it. Each manifestation becomes easier, each creation more natural, as you embrace your role as a conscious creator. The infinite code is not merely a set of principles to be learned, but a truth to be lived. When you fully embody these universal laws, you become one with the creative force of the universe itself. Your thoughts naturally align with higher frequencies. Your emotions automatically attune to abundance, and your actions flow effortlessly from this state of divine alignment. Sacred practice. Find a quiet moment as the sun rises or sets. Take 3 deep breaths, centering yourself in the present moment. On a fresh page in your journal, write a declaration of your truth as a conscious creator. Begin with the words, I am. Let the wisdom you've gathered flow through you, expressing your understanding of your infinite nature and creative power. Read this declaration aloud each morning as the sun greets the day. Feel each word resonating with the truth of your being. Let this declaration serve as your personal master key, unlocking deeper levels of manifestation and transformation in your life. Know that as you speak these words, you are not merely affirming a possibility, you are acknowledging what has always been true. You are the living embodiment of the infinite code, a conscious creator in harmony with the universal mind. Chapter 30, Your Reality, Your Masterpiece. In a timeless valley nestled between ancient mountains, there lived an artist named Marcus who dedicated his life to creating a single masterpiece. Each morning, he would enter his studio before dawn, drawing inspiration from the whispers of the universe. For decades, his work remained hidden beneath a silk veil, known only to him and the divine presence that guided his hand. As you walk the path of conscious creation, your life unfolds much like Marcus's masterpiece. Each thought you think, each emotion you nurture, each action you take adds another brushstroke to the canvas of your existence. The universal mind flows through you, inspiring choices that align with your highest potential. When Marcus finally unveiled his work, those who gathered gasped in wonder, for there, captured in vibrant colors and flowing lines, was not just a painting, but a living reflection of transformation itself. The artwork seemed to shift and evolve as each viewer gazed upon it, revealing to them the infinite possibilities that existed within their own hearts. In the eastern valleys, they tell of a gardener named May who inherited a plot of barren land. Rather than seeing its limitations, She envisioned a paradise. Day by day, she tended the soil, planted seeds, and spoke to her garden with love. As seasons passed, her patience and dedication transformed the space into a sanctuary of abundant life, where flowers bloomed in harmony with the cycles of nature. Your journey of manifestation mirrors both the artist and the gardener. Each moment presents an opportunity to shape your reality with conscious awareness. Like Marcus, you are creating a masterpiece that reflects your inner truth. Like May, you are cultivating a garden of possibilities that grows more beautiful with each passing day. The universal mind speaks through your intuition, guiding you to make choices that align with your highest good. As you attune to this guidance, you become more skilled at wielding the creative force that flows through you. Your life becomes a living testament to the power of conscious creation. Sacred practice. As twilight embraces the day, find a peaceful moment to reflect. Light a candle if you wish, allowing its flame to represent the light of awareness. In your journal, record the ways you have shaped your reality throughout the day. What thoughts did you choose? What emotions did you nurture? What actions did you take that aligned with your vision? Celebrate the progress you see, no matter how subtle. Then, close your eyes and envision the masterpiece of your life as it continues to unfold. Feel the joy of creation flowing through you, knowing that each day brings new opportunities to express your infinite potential. Conclusion. As you turn these final pages, know that you have not merely read a book. You have awakened to the infinite potential that has always resided within you. The master key you sought was never hidden in distant temples or ancient scrolls, but in the sacred chamber of your own heart, waiting to be recognized. Through each story and teaching shared in these pages, you have gradually unveiled the truth of your own divine nature. Like the artist who discovers their masterpiece was within the stone all along, you have uncovered the infinite code that governs all creation. This knowledge now flows through your veins, as natural as breath, as eternal as time itself. Your journey has transformed you into more than a student of universal laws. You have become their living embodiment. Each choice you make, each thought you nurture, each emotion you cultivate now carries the power of conscious creation. You understand that reality shapes itself according to your inner state, responding to the frequency you choose to embody. Yet this moment marks not an ending but a beginning. The wisdom you now hold is a seed that will continue to grow, revealing new depths of understanding as you walk your path. Like a river that knows no final destination, your journey of discovery flows eternally onward, each day bringing fresh insights and deeper alignment with the universal mind. You are now a keeper of the code, one who understands that the greatest gift lies not in holding this wisdom close, but in living it so fully that others glimpse their own potential through your example. As you move through the world, your very presence becomes a key that helps unlock the doors of possibility for those around you. Remember that mastery is not measured by perfection, but by your willingness to remain open to the endless unfolding of truth. Each morning brings a new opportunity to align with the infinite, to create with conscious awareness, and to express the boundless love that flows through all existence. Let your life become a testament to these timeless principles, knowing that every moment holds the potential for transformation. You carry within you now the power to shape reality itself, guided always by the wisdom of the universal mind and the truth of your own divine nature. If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book which will change your life.